The numbers really are staggering. More than 5 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's disease. There is an event coming up this weekend, though, aimed at raising money to help those people and their families who are suffering and to help research, find a cure for this terrible disease. Our expert in estate planning, David Carrier, is here. He's been involved in the fight for a number of years. It started really as a personal crusade with you as you watched your mom.
That's right. My mom had the vascular dementia as opposed to Alzheimer's. But it's all the same. You know, it's one of those things where you're not sure what's happening at first. You know, you observe changes in a loved one. And oftentimes by the time you get the diagnosis, you look back and you say, oh, so that's what was going on.
Right. Yeah, we saw it on, it hit the morning news this morning. I was really struck by that Dr. Oz, who came forward and he said that his mom had been exhibiting these symptoms and he had missed them somehow.
Right.
And so we know that all people are at risk of developing this.
Well, we were just talking, before the show, we were talking about a family that came in just yesterday, and she got the diagnosis a couple of years ago, and she thought that her husband had been drinking.
Oh.
I mean, she thought that was the problem. Well, it wasn't a problem at all. He hadn't been, but he had been developing the disease. And, you know, there's really kind of two problems with that. The first problem is you look at the other person's behavior and you don't recognize it for what it is. But the second thing that happens is, and this happens mostly with spouses, but we see it with kids and siblings and all,
yeah.
where they provide care for the loved one, and you don't realize just what a burden it becomes on the spouse. Just in the past couple of weeks, we had a gentleman. He had deadbolts on both sides of the doors because, you know, he found his wife in a snowstorm a couple of years ago in a house coat. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and he's at his wit's end, not knowing how to keep her safe.
Cameras throughout the house, exactly right.
We were talking about all of the great programs that are available to help offer support to those caregiving spouses, particularly, or children. And you were saying that for people to not take advantage of those is almost sinful.
Well, you know, it drives you nuts. You know, everyone's got their own faith tradition. In mine, I'm Catholic. You know, since I'm a little kid, before the Mass, you say a prayer where you're talking about sin, you know, the sins I've committed. And it's what I have done. Okay, I did bad stuff, but also what I failed to do. And it's just as sinful to fail to do the good thing that you could have done. And it's, you know, because you know, I try not to get too upset about this, but I do, because we see a lot of folks who've been to elder law attorneys, and it's like, oh, all you can do is spend down your life savings. All you can do is this, and all you can do, and it's like, wait a second, what about all the other things you can do?
Yeah, let's put this plan together. Yeah, put the plan together, and then also make sure that people are able to take advantage of those programs that they are eligible to participate in. Let's talk about the walk that's coming up, because I am so excited to be joining you again for the Walk for Alzheimer's, the Alzheimer's Association. You're there with your yellow and purple.
That's right. Well, you know something? It turns out that they didn't like the yellow shirts, so we've got blue tie-dye, which apparently is much more popular.
I need one in a ladies medium if you're asking for sizes there. But we are there. You've been at this for a very, very long time. This organization is a godsend to families.
Well, because they provide the support, right? They provide the emotional support, services, you know, directly through the Alzheimer's Association. What we do is, frankly, a little more basic. It's the how do we provide care to people at home? I mean, like daycare, the whole 9 yards. It's really both sides of the coin. On the one hand, support groups, research, looking for the cure, walking for the cure. On the other hand, it's the financial burden that we lift. And no matter what you've been told, we can get you qualified. There are ways to do this.
Yeah, this is a great event. It's coming up this Saturday. It's at Millennium Park. Registration starts at 9 o'clock. The ceremony is at 10. The walk is at 10:30. This is such a great celebration, recognition of those people who are giving care, people who have family members. It really is.
It really is so much fun.
Beautiful event.
Plus, they have cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play high school football.
Not just David. He's not the only cheerleader there. So let's talk about what you do day in, day out. Let's talk about your life plan workshops. That's really critical for families to take advantage of.
Right. When we're pre-planning, You know, when we're, you know, the most effective, least expensive thing you can do is to plan ahead. I mean, I don't think that's...
Ounce of prevention.
Exactly right. If you're planting a garden.
Yeah.
Right?
A stitch in time. All those things.
Exactly right. Isn't that true? Yeah, ounce of prevention, pound of cure.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So the idea behind the life plan workshop is, look, here's how it really works. Here's how the middle class is being taken advantage of. Here's how the middle class doesn't get what they've earned. You know, every paycheck you've ever received has had a deduction for a long-term care insurance policy.
And you need to know how to take advantage of that when you are entitled to it. So you have offices all over West Michigan, which really makes it convenient for people wherever they may be. Portage, Spring Lake.
Yeah, up in Norton Shores, over in Holland, and of course the home office in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Exactly, right on the Beltline there.
That's right.
Easy to find, davidcarrierlaw.com. You're easy to find. You have these workshops all the time.
We do the workshops because it's a very easy way to start finding out what you're actually entitled to. And you can always go to the website, davidcarrierlaw.com, and at davidcarrierlaw.com.
Yes.
We've got the videos from here. There's all kinds of information on the website. It's a great place, great resource for you to go just to kind of get started on some of this stuff. You know, it's also confusing, very stressful, but there is a way to put it all together. Yeah. There is a way to line things up, even if you haven't pre-planned. If you have, glory, hallelujah.
Exactly.
If you haven't, it's still okay. There's still ways for us to fix it, to make it right.
Yeah, and you have a great team at your office as well. Thanks, David, for stopping by, and hopefully we will see you Saturday at Millennium Park. Exactly.
That's right.
And stay right there. More of EightWest when we come back. Don't go away.
That's West.